现在我决定，我们去做龙神的最终任务，今天把它结束了。我说今天就必须把它结束了。破坏，去见见道尔顿，看看有没有关于内鬼的最新消息。出发。等等，我的违禁品是不是都放船上了？都放。M 类、B 类和 A 类恒星的行星数量最少。
Hey, what can I do for you?
We're asking everyone to take care.
Sure, how about?
孤兽。
Keep moving. Scanners won't hurt you.
Dual Scuds has a full line of equipment and resupply.
为什么非要走在那个
Had an off-world job you just took care of. Why you've been clearing out bad guys? What the heck? Saves me from doing it.
你刚刚
Good
搞
to see you again.
这，我帮他做完任务了，可还行？
Congrats on the job. Thank you for visiting Ryujin Tower.
You in a buying mood today? I'm stocked up on all of them.
商务董事会议套装。
See you next time.
It says something, does it not? That the executives wish to have everyone else physically beneath them?
这不是所有公司的传统，哼，最顶层。
Good. You're right on time. I reevaluated all the evidence. It took every resource I had, but the final answer is clear. Ularu is the mole.
So this clears Imogen of wrongdoing. Good.
In due time. I'll be reaching out, but right now we need her to remain in hiding. Indeed. I've briefed Masako and discussed her plans on handling this. While we both agree Ularu is guilty, we need irrefutable evidence before presenting this to the board. For now, We lead everyone to believe that Imogene was the mole, and the situation was dealt with.
I can understand the need for deception, but it does come at quite a cost.
Imogene is a resourceful woman. I have no doubt she's in a safe house of her own design. In fact, she probably sees this as a paid vacation. My guess is she's lounging on a couch somewhere, binging all those movies she hasn't had time to watch.
Huh.
I agree. But others may see the decision as irrational without adequate proof. Masako has tasked Ularu with writing the program to bring down Infinity Ltd. We believe she'll take the chance to incriminate Masako within the program. So this could provide the evidence we're looking for. You will be tasked with the assignment to infiltrate Infinity. So before you go, I want you to bring that program to me. If I can't find hidden code on a single slate, I certainly deserve to be fired. Ularu is limited in what she can hide here. Plus, she'll have no reason to believe anyone will be looking in the first place. Then we'll have to find another way to build a case against Ularu. And it won't be easy. Good. Once Ularu believes she's properly deflected any suspicion, I have no doubt she'll be bold enough to hide something within whatever program she writes. Now, let's attend a meeting.
在会议室就坐。
We called you all together to discuss a recent security breach. We discovered a mole within the company who leaked vital information about Project Dominion to Infinity Ltd.
You've got to be kidding me.
Just don't tell me it's Vina. I think we've all noticed she's not here.
Before you speculate any further, no, it's not Vina. The guilty party is Imogene Salzo, much to my disappointment. Our operative here obtained the evidence to confirm it.
撒谎。
Dalton, how does something like this happen?
Imogene is highly trained. Ularu can even speak to that. We demand the best. So that's the threat we deal with.
I may have well-trained operatives, but security is your responsibility, Dalton.
这才是真
This
正
is
的
a
那
huge
个。
failing on your part.
I accept the responsibility, but let's not forget, the mole has already been exposed and dealt with.
Of course, thanks to another of my operatives. Watch me.
Imogene's been dealt with, so bickering is pointless. All I care about is reacquiring our property and what this might be costing us financially.
Vina is completing the internal neuroamp prototype as we speak. Our operative will receive the implant, infiltrate Infinity Ltd, and obtain any and all research. I have it on good authority. The experimentations they've done to replicate the missing pieces of our work have resulted in fatalities.
Botched human trials and murder for hire? You don't bounce back from that. At least not with Infinity's legal team.
If I may make a suggestion, we should give this evidence to David at SSNN.
帮我透露
It's
给
the
媒
best
体。
neutral method of releasing this information to the general public.
That'd make my job easier.
David it is, then.
Misako, the internal neuroamp is ready if you want to send down the candidate.
I hope you're ready for this. You always have a choice. You just have to decide which set of consequences you prefer to live with. Vina will be waiting for you in the NeuroAmp division in R&D. Once you're done, meet me in my office. Be ready to discuss the details of your next assignment.
还想拍张照呢，让我坐下。参加会议没拍张照，像话吗？
We called you all
来
together.
看，
We
怎么
discovered.
又你坐下又给你播一遍？
Just don't tell me.
Before you spec the guilty part.
这什么情况啊？这是
Imogene is high. We demand.
I may
还
have.
能重播啊？
This is a
原来
huge favor.
I accept the
那你
response.
提
Of
醒我。
course. Watch me.
Imogene's been dealt. All I care about.
Vina is our operative. I have it on good authority.
Botched human trial. You don't bounce back.
If I may make it, it's the best.
That'd make my job.
David it is, then. I hope you're ready. And that's precise. Vina will be waiting. Once you're done,
总算能拍。
If only there were more hours in the day.
You better get down to R&D before Masako begins to think you're incompetent.
Vina's expecting you.
The news about Imogene is unsettling. I expect we'll get more details on. Have a good one.
I knew this meeting was gonna be good. It's a shame you have to leave in the middle of it. Let's just hope Imogene didn't have a chance to leak anything else before she was caught. Oh yeah, when Masako promoted me to head up marketing, I told her I wanted complete control of all public-facing aspects. Being the brilliant mind that she is, she didn't even hesitate. Every facet of Ryujin's narrative is carefully crafted by me and my team, with plenty of help from operations, of course. Cover stories, mostly. If an operative is caught, or Ryujin involvement is suspected, we go into damage control. It's a lot of conversations and negotiations, working with witnesses, law enforcement, the press. Not to mention, preparing our own statements so we can quell any oncoming storms, or at least get ahead of them. The NeuroAmp campaign is always a delicate subject. I have a love-hate relationship with it due to how polarizing the technology can be for some. It's easy to get our target audience to buy in, but it's the naysayers that we really want to appeal to, and that's our biggest challenge.
Masako and I should be fine wrapping up this meeting without you.
They know how to make a client feel welcome up here.
The custodians, just please let me know if there's anything I can do to make your visit more comfortable.
Don't cause any trouble.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that my latest experiment will be a success.
Ryujin has certainly taken time to craft an appearance for itself.
Get a lot of visitors up here.
Neuroamps are fascinating, are they not? I am still surprised they have not been completely outlawed.
I am not permitted to perform medical practices without human oversight.
It's good to see you again.
Trying to sneak a peek at the latest research? Don't tell her I said this. But Vena's the reason things stay in such good shape in R&D.
Ah, here's my lucky candidate. I hope you're ready to embark on one amazing journey. The internal neuroamp is basically the next leap in our line of influential amplifiers. It gives the user dominion over a less dominant target, meaning you can heavily influence another person's thoughts and actions.
好可怕呀，我操。
Technically, that remains to be seen. It's not legal, but those decisions will be left up to a higher power who is neither you nor me. Hey, let's not get carried away there. That terminology is a bit heavy-handed. So, are you ready to get started? Oh, don't worry. That's not on the agenda. Now, just a few details before we begin. Obviously, we'll be putting you under. I'll be making a small incision in the back of your skull where the internal neuroamp will be fitted. The whole procedure should only take 3 to 4 hours with little to no downtime afterwards, provided DeMarcus got everything entered correctly.
Did I not just say I quadruple checked the numbers?
You know I'm just giving you a hard time. Besides, I've got to make sure my patient is reassured. There's little to no risk, assuming your brain is typical and you don't have any adverse reaction to the anesthesia. First sign of trouble, we back out and start evaluating other candidates. Of course. We've got, what, 5 PhDs between the two of us?
5 PhDs.
6, but who's counting?
All I'm saying is that you're in good hands. Now, just lie down on the table once you're ready, and we should be good to go.
This has not all been a horrible miscalculation, then we will speak again soon.
Warning. This unit is not suited for addressing mental health concerns.
All right, let's get this party started. Well, look who's finally up. The operation was a success,
谁醒
obviously.
You're finally
Once you're
awake.
able to refocus, let me know how you're doing.
You're finally awake.
You appear dehydrated. I suggest immediate ingestion.
提醒我喝水。这么贴心。
Of a moderate quantity of water.
So, how are you feeling? You look good? Huge success. No surprises, no signs of rejection. You were the ideal subject. Now, we just keep our fingers crossed and hope no unknown side effects come creeping in later. That's exactly what we want. Just a couple quick notes before using the internal neuroamp. First, you can only influence one person at a time. And second, the effect is temporary, so be prepared if you use it in a combat situation. Let's just say it varies based on the user. Some people have greater mental capabilities than others, which would increase the duration. Now that's something to talk to the drone engineers about. Now let's test this sucker out. DeMarcus has graciously volunteered for science, he says. Our preliminary testing was rigorous enough that there's little to no risk involved here. The biggest unknown was finding the perfect compatible alloy for the implant. We've had the tech itself working externally for quite some time. Please, we're not Infinity. We believe in due diligence when it comes to tech like this. But, just in case something does go wrong, we've got him locked up in the test chamber. DeMarcus loves being hands-on and experiencing things on his own. It's probably why he's the second most published scientist here, after me. Just head up the stairs nearby to the observation deck.
Warning. This unit does not possess advanced surgical capabilities.
Can't get anything done around here without running into red tape.
操纵。我靠！现在能干这种事情，我的天！操纵啊！其实我应该控制它开这个。
As an observer, the effect is quite unnerving. It is hard not to immediately worry about the implications.
Oh my god, that was incredible. What was it like?
How to describe it? 1 minute I was excited about seeing how the experiment would go. The next, I had a brief moment of disorientation and figured I must have lost my train of thought. It felt eerily natural. And yes, I admit it, just as you predicted.
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! I can hardly wait to finish writing out my latest dissertation. And you owe me 100 creds.
I'll be keeping myself under constant surveillance now.
Management's gotten pretty paranoid
Any other
about
side effects may
Oculus
manifest.
If anyone else got their hands on our neuroamp technology, I'm sure the execs would lose it.
You know, not many operatives have access to this floor.
So,
Someone must
tell me
really
all
like
about it.
you.
How did it feel? Any side effects? Well, I'd leave that up for Alexis and Lyndon to decide. Compensation's not really my thing. Well, luckily that isn't up for you to decide. I hope you know, you're talking about banning my life's biggest accomplishment.
I'd even go as far as to call it the settled system's biggest accomplishment. That's something Ryujin isn't going to let go of easily. It really was fascinating how all I experienced was a moment of disorientation. It's truly remarkable tech. Not at all. But I can imagine if I experienced disorientation like that, but regained my awareness in another room. It could be a bit jarring. We'll definitely be running some more tests in the future, though. So many situations to account for. Those are the kind of edge cases that I let the board work out. Obviously, tech like this is going to come with its fair share of red tape. Maybe that's the beauty of it. You'd never know. Besides, the neuroelm isn't total control. If a subject's morals or beliefs in something are strong enough, we still see points of failure. That being said, it's been interesting to discover the actions our subjects sanction in their own minds.
Okay. As much as I'd love to go over the details and potential of this amazing piece of technology I created, Masako wants to see you. It sounds like you have an assignment to complete, and DeMarcus and I have a lot of notes to record.
I can't believe Vina finally pulled it off. With my help, of course. If you'd seen the studies and tests we've run, you'd understand why I'm not concerned. Besides, if anything does happen, I've got the best neurosurgeon in the settled systems to help me find a solution. Not a thing. It was like those moments where you lose your train of thought, or space out for just a moment. If you're worried about using it in Infinity's HQ, I guarantee no one there's going to notice. Well, sure. It's one of the many things where, in the wrong hands, it can be considered exceptionally dangerous. But at the same time, have you read about the Colony War? A tool like the internal neuroamp could be the key to preventing another one. See you later.
Oh, Masako told me about imaging. It's completely irrational, right? I think I'll be processing this one for a long time. Don't be ridiculous. Of course I wasn't. Nothing in science is absolute. I had a hypothesis that you'd be all right, which we proved correct via experimentation. The perfect scientific process. The seamless integration of my internal neuroamp into your brain structure is the happy consequence of that experiment. It wasn't so much the intention as the challenge it represented. Masako actually proposed the idea, citing numerous advantages for Ryujin. I couldn't resist. I'm sure you were hoping for a higher calling within that story, but it's really the complexity and challenge that motivated me to do it. It's so satisfying. Not only that, it's like this incredible tension has been lifted off my shoulders. I guess I never realized how much my drive to complete it affected me.
You're the new engineer, right?
Yep, that's me.
Stop by my office next time you're in the tower, okay?
I hope they've been the best 3 days.
这俩人怎么还聊起来了？
Sure, sir. I have a message from Miss Kalra for you.
From Vina? Sure, what is it?
She says the only way you could have been more wrong about the electron thing is if you were talking about protons instead.
Huh?
Of course she does. Now let me tell you what to say back.
All right, relax. This experiment can't go worse than the last one did.
Remember to put that internal neuroamp to good use. Every now and then. I understand the dangers, which is why I also came up with the shielding mod. But there's a lot of tech out there we use every day that has plenty of dangerous implications. This is why I leave repercussions for people like Masako and Alexis to figure out. Bye.
Oh boy.
Keep out of my way and I'll keep out of yours.
Good, you're here. I
这
wasn't sure how accurate Vina's promise of no downtime was going to be.
这边还有一个照片啊，不是，就是解释他们的总部 ，Infinity Ltd。
Let's just hope her promise of no brain damage holds true as well.
任务简报要开始。
Now that you've been outfitted with the internal neuroamp, it's time to put that tech to work. We're sending you into Infinity Ltd. Lucas Drexler is about to learn exactly why you don't steal from Ryujin Industries. All right. Yuko has provided a layout of Infinity Ltd. You have two options for this assignment. We'll be providing you with the means for both. Option A, you gain entry through their maintenance access on the roof. Option B, we give you an assigned identity and arrange a meeting for you. Option A, you need to remain under the radar the entire time. Option B, you have a slight cover that may give you the opportunity to talk your way to your objectives. Of course not. The meeting is just a legitimate way in. Once inside, you'll be led to a waiting room where your host will be running late. That's your opportunity to make your way to either the executive floor or R&D.
方法2
Just hope those acting skills don't get you caught or killed. Now, depending on your preference, you'll either find yourself in the maintenance hallway or the marketing department. From there, you have 3 targets. First, you have Lucas Drexler's computer, located in his office on the executive floor.
Executive.
Second is Faye Sengsavan's computer, in research and development. And third, you need to obtain the prototype they are working on, also in R&D.
As you can see, you've several floors to traverse. So I hope you're prepared for an adventure.
大任务了，最终任务。
You'll only have free range on the marketing floor. Infinity may be cheap, but they know at least some level of security is needed in this business. That's what we're counting on. Now, I had Ularu create a program that you need to run on both Lucas and Faye's computers. I'll let her explain the details.
You see, once we expose Infinity Ltd, all of their data is going to come under intense scrutiny. We only want the public to know about their mercenary hires and unauthorized human trials, but Project Dominion needs to remain confidential. I've created an overseer program that will gather all the evidence we need, and at the same time delete anything relating to Ryujin and the internal neuroamp.
乌拉鲁现在还以为我们不知道他的事儿，哈哈。
Anyone who comes forward to defend Lucas would be prosecuted as either aiding or being an accessory to these crimes. They all know career suicide when they see it. As for Lucas himself, if he wants to speak up and add corporate theft to his laundry list of crimes, fine. But who's going to believe him?
It is best to keep the public unaware of such a device.
If the media were to draw their own conclusions, I'm certain they'd just create a panic among people. Controlling the narrative is of the utmost importance.
Understood.
Now, we don't want to mess on this one. A body count will only distract from what we're trying to accomplish here. In fact, unless they're a master at being one with the shadows, I'd suggest you leave your friend behind. Lower the risk. Simon Rychek provided some useful info on how to evacuate civilians from the building. I'm sure you remember him from Sidonia. Infinity's maintenance crew is understaffed. It's only a matter of time before pressure gauges go unchecked and they have a massive issue on their hands. Once that pressure becomes too much, every floor in the building is going to suffer from gas leaks, setting off an automated alarm to evacuate the building. Simon was able to get a passcode for you to access their system's computer, so you can force the heating system to fail. I'm told security has masks to handle the situation, so the guards will still be stationed in the building. It's also possible they'll activate their building's defense system as well. You may run into a few automated turrets, so you'll still want to try and stay out of sight. If the information Simon provided is accurate, you can reach the control systems through a computer located in the maintenance area. It's a pretty convenient stop if you enter in through the roof access. That old man's going to be around for some time to come.
我想起来了，塞多尼亚那会儿我
Especially
想
since
起来了。
I heard you helped him get rid of an old thorn in his side. We're also issuing you an operative suit. It should help reduce their ability to detect you. These suits are typically reserved for the senior ranks, but we want to reduce as much risk as possible.
潜行。
Please, you're an exception. But we can talk promotion after you pull off this assignment. And that's what we're hoping for. If you can pull this off, even I'll be impressed.
Once you've run the Overseer program and obtained the prototype, your final step is to deliver the slate to David Barron at the SSNN field office. If he asks questions, feel free to give him just enough information to pique his interest, but no mention of Ryujin or who you are. SSNN is used to anonymous tips. They'll do whatever verifications they deem necessary on their own to confirm the story. Ularu assured me it's safe.
The
这
Overseer
里面有
program will purge itself
这
once
是
its
他
primary
想
function
那
is
个
complete.
他想栽赃雅
The
子的
only
时
thing
候，
left on that slate
实
will
际
be
上这数据
proof
板
of
上会有
Infinity's
雅子的
crimes.
不利情况，所以到时候我要注意这一点。
It doesn't matter what he believes. David's first move will be to verify the information you provide. Once he receives confirmation, which he will, he'll see it as his duty to report the news. It certainly will, and we'll have front row seats. So, any final questions before you go? You'll be restricted to the marketing floor. An appointment is not a free pass. You have the ability to manipulate others. If someone's in your way, you could get them to move. If someone has a key card, that means you have a key card. The possibilities here are really up to you. Pay attention. We're giving you a slate with a program that has to be run on Lucas Drexler and Fei Sengsavan's computers. You also need to steal their current prototype of the internal neuroamp kept on their R&D floor. Once you're done, you're bringing the slate to David Barron at SSNN, and you're returning here to me with the prototype. Depending on whether or not you evacuate the building, you'll mostly be looking at security guards, much like we have here. You may encounter an automated defense system in the form of turrets as well, so be careful. Good luck, and be sure to report directly back to me when you return.
Here's Simon's passcode, your operative suit, the Overseer program, and your cover identity. Your cover ID card is encoded with roof entry and elevator access. So that's your ticket in, either way.
身份卡
Don't screw this up. Skylar Lumen.
Skylar Lumen。 特工，维护密码，身份卡 ，Skylar Lumen 监视者程序。
I'm Very much looking forward to your return.
这监视者程序还挺好看的，不是，这个特工服装有点那种空降特种部队的感觉。
To SSNN when you return. With the internal neuroamp at your disposal, there's no excuse for sloppy work here. Faye is the head of Infinity Ltd's research and development team. She's notorious for her lack of morality, so it's no surprise that Lucas has a woman like her in charge. You should ask Vina about her sometime. I've heard they have a bit of a competitive history. Should you get caught, we'll deny knowledge of your plans, as usual. It will be your responsibility to find a way to still complete your assignment and return to us when it's done. It's not obvious yet? Take control of the situation. With the internal neuroamp, you can manipulate others any way you choose. If there's a key card, make someone hand it over. Or perhaps make them open the door themselves. You get the idea.
准备出发。准备一下一些道具，我们就可以出发。
Eugen certainly spared no expense in their exec floor. 被察觉难度提升25%。
Naya Adams was looking for someone discreet for a job. Apparently, I don't qualify.
这是什么？这什么任务
See
啊？
any heat leeches?
怎么又接一个任务？惊了，莫名其妙接个任务。哎，这。
Hello, Captain.
I find the interior of this ship comforting.
Need my help?
Ah, weird. I was just thinking. Well, never mind.
准备一些非致命武器。 电磁。标准。潜入任务就直接就不穿太空服了，我觉得。刺客的城市巡礼。准备完毕。消音武器、非致命武器。特工服装，一切就绪。
Some would say this place represents all the worst impulses of humanity.
他们已经从一个应聘的菜鸟变成了这种马上要变成资深特工了。
My company's future might be riding on this.
Do you have the program? I'm certain Ularu won't pass up this opportunity. So, let's take a look. Aha. The decryption's hit a snag. There's definitely something here. This is exactly what we needed. According to this code, Ularu intended to plant false evidence that would show Masako was working with Lucas. The moment you launched the Overseer program, a series of fabricated communication files would have been uploaded to the Infinity Ltd network. One of them even frames Masako for encouraging Lucas to push for early human trials.
So it is clear what she intended. Now all that is left is to decide what to do with this information.
I'm going to copy the necessary files off this slate and issue you a new one. I want to keep this one intact, so Ularu can't dispute it. All right. Now, we finally have the evidence we need to prove Ularu's guilt.
Then it is time we use it.
There's no doubt. Should you have even noticed the upload, the program itself is designed to ignore any stop commands. It would have been too late. Yes, I'm looking forward to putting this all behind us. Without that falsified evidence, Ularu is in for a big surprise. I fully expect she'll be eagerly awaiting SSNN's broadcast, anticipating Masako to be accused alongside Lucas Drexler. Here's the new slate with the revised Overseer program. Let's get this assignment finished the right way.
前往新亚特兰蒂斯城。
I was just thinking about you. I will be thinking about you.
Remember, most of the people at Infinity are simply making a living. Do your best to avoid unnecessary altercations. Do whatever you can to remain undetected on this assignment. You now have the internal neuroamp at your disposal, so I suggest you use it. We left the details vague, so you can fill in what you like. The only knowledge Infinity has is that you are the CEO of a small startup company called Lumen Interactive. The Overseer program wasn't the only thing on that slate. Ularu also included a series of false communications between Masako and Lucas. Once you ran the Overseer program, it would upload those files onto Lucas's computer, framing Misako as the mastermind behind his recent crimes. I was able to isolate that code and copy only the necessary portions of the Overseer program onto the new slate that you now have. I'm keeping the original slate as evidence of Ularu's betrayal. Certainly. You'll be infiltrating the Infinity Ltd building with the intent to obtain their current prototype and run that slate on both Lucas Drexler and Faye Sangsavan's computers. Once your business there is finished, you'll deliver the slate to David Barron at SSNN, and then report back to Misako with the prototype.
I've been waiting here for ages.
计划即将展开。先卖点东西。
Have a moment. Say hello to my wife, Rosa. You should have seen the look on deck. Best deals and
出售。4000。
Watch your back out there.
Possibly want.
Looking at what can I get?
You're in luck.
Doors over that way.
This better not be a waste of my time. Yeah, what? Then here I thought you were.
你浪费我时间呢吧你，靠！还敢来说我，居然！
If you find anything else,
Ready to make your ultimate discovery?
joining them, James and I have a few. I'm sure we can.
You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exactly where I saw myself.
Captain Stephen, greetings.
Liftoff initiated, Captain. Time to